figure in St. Louis sports history other than Stan Musial. Every year on opening day at Busch Stadium, Stan would come out, and in his later years, he would be riding in a golf cart because it was hard to get around. The standing ovation would last minutes.
Boy, it's been a rough week for baseball. Earl Weaver recently passing away, and now Stan Musial. Earl Weaver, one of my childhood idols. He coached in my hometown in Elmira, New York, in the minor leagues with the Elmira Pioneers, and was a legend in my hometown. Both Weaver and Musial passing this week.
And Musial also a 24-time All-Star, tied with Willie Mays for the all-time record. Tied at 36, 15-20 left to go in our second half here at Fort Collins. The kind of game we pretty much anticipated.
And we see UNLV now, they really do not play a lot of zone. And change up by Dave Rice out of the locker room to try to slow this half-court game down. And Colorado State very patiently attacking still.
Here's Hornung giving the Rams the lead once again. Marshall driving. Tip back, and it was in the cylinder when Birch went up and tipped it.
I like the mentality of Marshall. I like the attack mode that he's in, coming out of the locker room. And this is what he did. When he's attacking, he's forcing the help defense to come over, which when Hornung has to come over, it opens up offensive rebounding lanes. So if he makes the shot, great. If he doesn't, he gets to the free throw line. And if he misses, they've got a good opportunity for an offensive board when he can break the defense down and cause rotations.
Anthony Marshall has been the most aggressive of the UNLV players here today, as the foul is called on Colorado State. Now check that, it's going to be now on UNLV. Quintrell Thomas with his second personal. Comes into Colton Iverson against Thomas. Trying to back him in. Absorbing the contact and drawing the whistle. Such a tough, big body to handle, isn't he?
And we talked with Dave Rice about having 11 guys that literally can play, that are all good. And we said, how are you going to keep 11 guys happy? And he says, you know what? Guys have to know. Boy, beautiful. Bounce past the Baylor. He says, guys have to know it's about matchups. And he expected Quintrell Thomas to play more in this ball game because the physicalness of Colton Iverson down low. They need another big body.
Bryce Jones.
Boy, nice answer by Bryce Jones.
Sophomore from LA, Mountain West preseason co-newcomer of the year. Hornung cutting in but missing underneath. Had a good play drawn up, but just couldn't execute. 2-point lead. Over 6 minutes into our second half. That's going to be a foul on Eichmeyer, and that's going to be number 4 on Wes Eichmeyer, one of the leading scorers on this Colorado State team.
And Bryce Jones, a guy that they're really excited about, the sophomore transfer from USC. Look at this body control. A little bit of the lean push off and the fadeaway. This is, we talk about the experience of the Colorado State Rams, and UNLV is an extremely young team. Their future is very bright with all the young guys they have playing. And Bryce Jones with another beautiful shot, that one from deep.
Giving the Rebels the 1-point lead, as Eichmeyer is now on the bench with those 4 personal fouls.
UNLV back in that zone defense.
Into Iverson, and contact. That's Bryce Jones of UNLV, who picks up his first personal foul. Colorado State will inbound, trailing by 1 with just over 13 minutes left to go in the second half. Colton Iverson coming out, and Greg Smith back in for the Rams. And not to be outdone, Dave Rice will send in Anthony Bennett or Quintrell Thomas.
And Quintrell Thomas was in there for one reason, and that was to go in and bang with Colton Iverson. So when Iverson gets a break, they let Quintrell Thomas go down to the bench and put Bennett back in the ballgame.
Dorian Green quiet so far in the second half after 11 points to lead all scorers in the first half. There goes Bennett, snaring a rebound and drawing the foul on Greg Smith. Coming up next, former World Light Heavyweight Champion Gabriel Campillo goes toe-to-toe with undefeated knockout artist Sergey Kovalev. After our game, it's the next round of NBC Sports Network Fight Night. Not fighting, but physical between the Rams and the Runnin' Rebels here today in a one-point game. Bennett gets the pick. Oh, missed badly from three. Jones had the rebound. Man, this is going to be a held ball. Arrow favoring Colorado State.
For Bennett trying to come off of the screen and elevate, but it was still a well-contested shot. That's a tough one.
He had similar misses in the first half. Do you think as a freshman, big ball game, first time here in Fort Collins, there's a tendency to force those?
Well, and Dave Rice said that the young guys, and Bennett's scoring's down a little bit in conference play, because now all of a sudden he's getting a bunch of attention. Everybody knows that he can play, and conference teams prepare so much better because they know what you run. They know your sets. And even though this is a new staff, Nico Medved's on the staff at Colorado State. He's very familiar with UNLV.
Dorian Green lines it up. Not many second chance opportunities here in this second half of Colorado State. Justin Hawkins.
Yeah, that's a bad miss, hard off the glass. So rushing shots, and Dave Rice gives these guys the green light to shoot threes in transition, but you continue to get the sense that they're rushing shots. It's a young basketball team, and they need to set their feet, square up, and follow through. And those are shots they've made this season.
Both teams were lights out from three-point range in the first 4 minutes of the ball game, but since then, both have gone ice cold. A one-point contest here in Fort Collins.
The boys use Capital One Venture Miles for their annual football trip.